actually don't have a lot of money. Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Dekker would be okay with it. I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars, though. Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
Do you remember on day one when she said she doesn't drink? Don't worry, I'll cut to that in this video.
I don't drink.
Why is she doing all of that?
I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots. I've had no blackouts and I haven't been to the beach since our last session. But I think I will today.
No.
Do you want to come with me to the beach? Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention. Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me. Wherever I go. It's creepy. I don't want everyone seeing that.
Right, Claire, she's all dressed in dark. She's not going to be very happy today, is she? Hi Claire, hello. I feel like we're at risk right now, guys, so please keep 5 meters away from Claire.
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside.
I mean, let's start with the obvious. Have you seen your arrest report?
It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
What? That wasn't the reaction I was expecting. She seems very smug and proud and happy. Like, I have a report, like a certificate. It's not a certificate. She murdered someone. The report says you were arrested for murder.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
Was the box empty like Dr. Dekker's? That's a question. How could you have a funeral if David isn't dead?
He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face. You should ask him.
Which patient? Let's find out. Let's ask her directly.
Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a grave digger, I believe.
Yep, he is. How do you know Bryce?
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Say what now?
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Why would they smuggle the body out? So, oh God, Bryce and Claire smuggled out a body? Did they do the same with Dekker? Is that why Bryce said that Dekker's coffin was not heavy? What are they doing with the bodies? Are they selling the body parts? Do you know anything about the paper spike that fatally wounded Dr. Dekker?
It sounds to me as if Dr. Dekker's murder was a spur-of-the-moment thing. If you were planning to kill someone, you'd bring a weapon with you, wouldn't you?
What did I say?
I imagine that the paper spike made a very good weapon, though. It could look quite menacing, glinting in the moonlight.
I don't know if I like her. I don't know. Moonlight, didn't you say your sessions are in the morning? But she knows that Dekker died at night.
So quick to jump to conclusion, Doctor. Obviously I meant sunlight.
So let's look at our answer on the last one.
It sounds to me as if Dr. Dekker's murder was a spur-of-the-moment thing. If you were planning to kill someone, you'd bring a weapon with you, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? It could look quite menacing, glinting in the moonlight.
Did you intend to fatally wound David?
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it.
No, she
So
didn't.
I fixed him.
What do you mean you fixed him? What are we dealing with here? Witchcraft? What? What do you mean you fixed him? I don't think she regretted it. I don't think she did.
It was about a week later. I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
Hold on, my cogs are turning. Now, Claire's just said they had to be in the ground, it won't work. They have to be out with, they can't be buried. What if Dr. Dekker said that he could reanimate Hannah, but because she was in the ground, something bad happened? That's why Nathan's so really angry and doesn't like him, and replays the loop over and over? Oh, there's so many potential possibilities. Then there's also the theory that he's the cult leader, killed himself for quantum suicide, and then thinks he's going to be reanimated or brought back to life, reincarnated through the relic. Bryce is definitely smuggling bodies for something. What's going on? Did you resurrect David?
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term.
Yeah, reanimation is a zombie.
I'm an evil necromancer, raising things from the dead.
God damn it. Nathan was a necromancer playing World of Warcraft with Hannah. This is all linking in, like, I don't know what it means yet, but I see the links. I see them. What were the results of David's resurrection?
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal
You
him.
take it off. Oh, okay.
Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't
Sink
heal him
it!
completely. High as he can only light with matches. So that
Back as he Deutsch.
He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
Right. Oh, my earphones. I have to. Doctor's back. Let's just listen to that again.
I'm in danger.
Right, here we go. What was the results of the resurrection?
I think his brain was already decaying
Right, brain
during the week
decay.
that he was dead.
Oh, shit.
Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in.
That's not good, is it?
I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal.
Oh, well, that's
So I
not
have a
good.
problem.
Well, that didn't work. That was an awful not success. What a fail. Maybe that's what the girl has seen. The girl at the lake house that she talks to. She was on about, oh, David hangs up stuff, animal skins. Maybe he eats them. So let's ask her, what problem does she have?
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
Jinx says, same. I've never been so involved in a stream in a game. That's how I'm feeling. Like, I don't even want to stop the stream. Ever. I just want to keep playing it. I don't know what it's doing to me. Like, is this a cursed game? Is the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker infected me? Is this why I'm like a hot dog now? I came to work like this. Oh. Too many hot dogs? I do love the sausage, she is right. I used to be scared of sausages. I feared the worst. Anyway, back to the story. How can I help you? I'm not going to lie for you. I don't like you enough.
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder. To lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer. But I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
But she did. Right, listen, see if it was successful. Hear me out. I'm going to say no. I'm not saying you're insane. Just hear me out. If you were at least successful... Oh, fuck. God. If you were at least successful in the reanimation of your dead partner, I would be like, cool, teach me your ways. I'll say you're insane, lessen your sentence. But nah, nothing in it for me. So what should we say, chap? Yes, you're a killer, or no, you're not? Effing the focus on your face. I'm so invested in this game, I can't help it. I'm literally so fucking invested. I don't think I should let her off with insanity. I think Queen Lazy's got it right here. Let's go with that.
At worst, it's manslaughter. I didn't mean to kill him, I just stabbed him a bit. And although he was dead for a week, I brought him back to life. Does this mean you won't help me? Was I temporarily insane?
No, I've just said that. You're a killer. You're not insane. A bit, No, you were not.
I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that. Let's have a few more sessions before you seal our fates.
Am I in
Or is it
danger?
that you want something else? Like Dr. Dekker did.
Is she offering me information? Let's look at that again.
I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that. Let's have a few more sessions before you seal our fates. Or is it that you want something else? Like Dr. Dekker did.
There's anger and contempt there. And there's also like some sort of I'm above you, I know more than you kind of smugness. What do we think? Let's ask, what else did Dekker want?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my electability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
What girl? How did he change his mind, and what girl did he mention? Also, the body language in the face there was very interesting. There was a couple of micro expressions that I'm like, where did that come from? So let's ask, what girl did Dr. Dekker mention?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house. Just for me. And he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris. I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
I don't know, wow, I don't even know what to think about that. That's blew my mind. Iris is now dead? Who killed Iris? Why is everybody dying? What's going on? I never want to stop playing this game ever. Right, let's go. Did you help Iris? Why is Iris dead? Iris is the one that David, her husband, had an affair with. All of a sudden she's dead? Suspicious.
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
So basically Dr. Dekker kidnapped Iris still alive and kidnapped and held her hostage in the basement? Was going to kill her so she could bring her back alive? Of course she's not going to do that. She wants her dead. Just like her husband. She wants total control. She brought her husband back and he's a Neanderthal. Wow, this woman has serious control issues.
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
She's like telling me yes, but I don't know if I do. What do you guys think? Yes, I'd like to see David. Watch us get disappointed again.
Very well. In our next session.
Let's go. Let's go. We're going to go see him. Let's ask her if she's lying.
How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
She's very particular with her words, like, I have to say directly. You know, a lie can be a lie just via omission. And changing words, it's still a lie, isn't it? So let's ask her how it's possible he was brought back to life.
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
Magic. She said it wasn't voodoo. Is David not human?
Since I brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him, something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place. It's like that book, Pet Cemetery. Funnily enough, he does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting.
You know, there's a lot of really supernatural, paranormal, magic, mystery, mythological shit going on here. Aphrodites, people sucking out other people's soul through kissing. Like, what the hell? Try to keep track of it. I need some sort of whiteboard. I can just be like, doink, doink. Okay, that person. You know, let's keep track of it. What did the girl do with the fish?
I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
That was terrifying. Let's go talk to Bryce. Let's say hello to him.